We are live. Welcome to a special edition, a very late edition of CK Podcast / postgame show. Kings win 123-120. The Kings beat the Lakers. Let's give them a round of applause, huh? Let's give them a round of applause. Yeah, they beat this team without LeBron James, without AD, but it's always good when the Kings beat the Lakers. Make no mistake about that. Obviously, context matters, and the Kings didn't play their best, but they got a W. And in the NBA, nothing is easy. I've said that 1,000 times. This is a championship pedigree team. They have a lot of guys who are tough-minded. They're tough. Dennis Schroeder's a tough son of a gun. So is Montrezl Harrell. They play hard. And they gave the Kings a run for their money all night long. And the Kings did not cover the -3.5 point spread because they only won by 3. So if you bet the Kings tonight, I'm sorry for you, man. If you bet that spread tonight, I feel sorry for you because at one point you thought the Kings would escape with a sizable lead, anything after 7, but the Kings are the Kings. They're going to let teams back in. That's what they do. That's just what they do. So if you ever do an in-play, bet on the other team with the points. It's the smart thing to do. It's the smart thing to do. But yeah. Kyle Kuzma with 25 points. Dennis Schroeder with 28 points. Those guys are really good tonight. Montrezl Harrell with 26 off the bench. He's pretty solid. We know that he plays hard. 12 rebounds. Marvin Bagley in 29 minutes, 14 points, 5 boards. I thought he played better today. He played within the flow of the offense. He had a really good defensive possession, which I pointed out on Twitter. He was fighting. He was face guarding essentially Montrez, trying to get position. And then when he got beat, he still recovered and he anticipated a good charge. So shout out to Bagley on that possession. Interesting to see what and where he struggled throughout the game. Again, it's not super hard, but it is challenging to really understand fully what really transpired throughout a game. There's so many different variables throughout a game that you really can't pinpoint. But for the most part, I think he was solid tonight. Harrison Barnes, 38 minutes, Mr. Reliable, 6 of 13 from the field, 20 points, 6 assists. Got you that big bucket when you were down when De'Aaron Fox fouled out, which was, again, horseshit. These refs are terrible. They are the worst refs in American sports, without question. The NBA refs are so full of it, and they need to be held accountable for their miscues. It cannot continue to happen. It's hurting the game of basketball, the game we love so much. We cannot allow this to continue to happen. Too many times. It's ridiculous. A guy should not be able to initiate the contact, fall, no contact, and then there's a foul called. Or a guy throwing themselves at you, or when you're behind them, throwing themselves like throwing their entire backs towards you. No. That's not basketball. That's not basketball. Period. So that's extremely frustrating when you love this game. It's extremely frustrating. You hate watching those type of things. Buddy Hield had a hell of a game. 11 to 15 from the field, 7 to 11 from beyond the arc. 6 boards, 6 assists, 3 turnovers, 29 points. It's a good game. Real good game. He needs a break. See, he's essentially choosing just to clear his mind and just spend time with his daughter. And he won't be defending his title, but it's okay. Honestly, I thought this year was ridiculous in terms of having an All-Star weekend. Obviously, we know it's money-driven, but if they talk about being safe and the NBA truly caring, this is a bogus event. This is truly bogus, and we should have never had this. They should let everybody rest and just go from there. Get prepared for the second half of the season because it's going to be a dandy. A lot of teams will be competing. The games should get better unless the refs just continue to ruin games night in and night out. That's what we've seen all season long, which is unfortunate. On top of having so many COVID protocols and taking players away from the game, which doesn't help. But when you have awful refereeing going on every single night on every single game, it's tough. It's really tough, man. How's everybody doing? Make sure you hit that like or dislike, please. That really does help us out a lot with the algorithm. The more comments drop, the better. The more you interact, the better. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast from earlier that I published. I went to the Golden One Center, was outside of it, admired it, and I said, you know what? Let's do CK Podcast episode 500 outside of the Golden One Center. It was short and sweet, 15 minutes to be exact. I hit on a lot of things in terms of being a buyer, being a seller, and the truth behind the meaning of those things, because a lot of people on the internet, on social media, they want to confuse or misinterpret or put fake news out there, and I pretty much debunked it all. So if you want to go and check it out, make sure you do hit the like, dislike, whatever. Drop a comment on the last podcast, on the last video here on YouTube as well. So it's on IGTV, it's on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, it's everywhere. Again, I'd really appreciate if you guys do drop a review, a comment, a like, a dislike, whatever. It just helps us out a lot and just gets the algorithm going. So I'd really appreciate if you guys can do that. De'Aaron Fox didn't look like himself. 9 of 18, 1 of 4 from beyond the arc, 8 assists, 6 turnovers. He looks sloppy. He looks like he's ready to take a break. He looks like he's just physically tired, mentally tired, and this break is going to do wonders for him. I truly believe that. That's also a huge reason why the Kings are keeping out Tyrese. They pretty much said, we want him 100% for the second half of the season because he's going to play big minutes. We know that. He's playing big minutes as a rookie. So they rather just keep him away. Tonight he didn't play. He's not playing tomorrow night either. The Blazers also won today. It's going to be interesting to see. I hope the Kings beat them. You know, tonight would have been 3 games in a row. It's okay. You put that aside. Never get too high. Never get too low is what I always tell you guys. And so tomorrow, to get a W, they're going to feel good going into the break. They're going to feel refreshed coming back from the break. They're going to be healthy. They should be excited. And who knows if Monte McNair surprises me. I don't think he will, but I hope he does, and I hope he becomes a buyer. Again, if you want to go check that podcast out, I describe and I go into what that means, being a buyer. I've done it before, but I really keyed in on it, and I'm not really going to go over that right now. But I'm going to keep this podcast short and sweet. And the Kings are now 14 and 21. The Lakers are 24 and 13. Bielitsa in 24 minutes, 6 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. It was an okay game. He got beat a lot defensively. Corey Joseph, one of his better games, 34 minutes. Gave the Kings an element of toughness tonight for sure. 13 points, 5 assists. Corey's going to have a good game every 10 games, you know, at least. 1 game every 10 games is not good enough, but tonight was a good night to have one. So, good for Corey. Good for Corey, man. Yeah, I'll open up the phone calls for you guys if you guys want to call in. The number is always available in the description if you already don't know it. Let me see what y'all are saying. I love Fox, but there is now an excuse. He's 67% from free throw shooter. His 4th season in the league. His style of play is attacking the rim. He needs to be better at that. Absolutely, he knows that. It's like De'Aaron knows that. So I don't know. I know a guy who would be able to help him for sure, and that's Coach Rob Fedor. He took Bam Adebayo from 60-some% to 80, 84, 86% this year. Massive jump. I know Rob Fedor, Coach Rob Fedor from the Heat, could elevate Fox's shooting ability just overall. So if I'm the Kings, I'd go after him. Jose Baldera says these refs are ridiculous. I don't understand how you are supposed to defend after I seen the sixth on Fox early. Just makes no sense. It's getting out of hand. Fox has straight chest on him. It's ridiculous, Jose. I know. I've been saying this for months, bro. These refs are the worst refs in American sports. Period. Out of all the American leagues, they are the worst. They control the games the most. They dictate a lot of most games. They are terrible. They are terrible for sure. MC Cal CM says Hallie will start the second half of the season. Honestly, I've been very adamant about this. The way the roster is constructed now, I don't think starting would be good in terms of your bench is already garbage. If you take him out of your bench, it's going to be ugly. It's going to be even uglier. Unless you improve your bench and you improve your roster overall, then that's when I would do. That's when I would make the move. But if the team stays the way it is, like it doesn't matter if you start, bro. At the end of the day, it's about who plays the most minutes and are you playing in crunch time, and that's the only thing that matters. Tyrese is one of the top 5 best players. He's the third best player on his team, so he's gonna play big minutes and he's gonna play down the stretch. Um, that's the truth. Get your merch. Say no to tanking. Link in the bio for show. Uh, ugly win, but I'll take it. Hey, a win's a win, bro. Buckets was more than bubbles. It was almost like Mamba Arena. Wes Matthews has been an absolute liability. It's true. We're just gonna ignore the fact that Jared Dudley has picked up. That's true. He did. That was pretty funny. Shout out to Valley Tire Center. They won. The Kings won tonight. They're doing free tire rotations and tire balances every time they win. So it's on the house. Make sure you follow them on all social media platforms. Tell them that Cowboy Kingdom sent you guys. Free tire rotation and balance every time the Kings win. Shout out to Valley Tire Center for that. Big time stuff there. Jeff, the lefty, how you doing, brother? Ethan Padilla, yo, what's up, bro? Devin, what's up, my man? At the end of the day, sports. What's up, bro? Win to win. Hell yeah, it is. I'm gonna take that every time. Derek says, "Would you trade for John Collins?" I was actually watching him play a little bit today, and I like the fact that he hit 2 free throws down the stretch. I don't like the fact that Kuzma has weird mechanics in terms of he was 1 of 3 from the free throw line today, but I always pay attention to the free throw line, how they shoot the ball, how it comes out of their hands. And for the most part, John Collins' mechanics look solid. He hit 2 big free throws to essentially clinch the game. But even that game, T. Ross got fouled at the end. He got held by Kevin Herter, I think. And they didn't call it. It's terrible. All right, first phone call of the night. What's up, Hav? Hav.
Can you hear me, Leo?
Yep. Got you.
How you doing, Leo?
Good, bro.
All the Kings fans out there tonight. I just want everybody, first, just think hypothetically, hindsight 2020, we win against the Bulls, Orlando, and Charlotte. Even so to speak, New York. We're 18 and 17, but more or less take the win. But for everybody that watched the video that I posted 2 days ago or so, really hone in on the tankers that want to lose. Tell me what you guys do about Kyle Kuzma, man, because I really feel like he could help this ball club. And I don't want to get rid of Buddy or Harrison, but I feel like one of them with a combination of Whiteside and a second-round pick go in. But Justin James or some of that ilk could really come, about to where they consider it. Because Kyle Kuzma, when he has the exponential opportunity, which is still opportunity in LA, you see balls out. I think he got 25 and or some of that ilk. He could play the 3. You get him and KCP or him and Horton Tucker, or combination of him and one of the 2, or even both possibly. I just want to see what fans think, because I think Kuzma, man, with the way that this they're trying to, you've seen the last 10 games and how they let things fall underneath, to the ground more or less in the season. Why, if you're going to get rid of these, Buddy Hield being, shown to the league right now, and as well as Harrison, what do Kings fans feel about Kyle Kuzma coming to the Kings? Like, I feel like the deal I proposed on the platform 2 days ago is more than reasonable. If they're trying to follow up Fox's timeline.
Yeah.
I mean, 25, great stretch 4, or I really call him a stretch 3. I don't even know what you consider him, but he plays both. And I mean, he a reasonable contract. He signed like 12 or excuse me, he signed 4 for 30 or 3 for. It was some. It was
like 3 for
36, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, 336 or 340, I think, which is reasonable.
3 for 40.
Yeah.
I mean, he might not like coming here, but he's under contract for the next 3 years, and I feel like him, Bagley, Halliburton, and Fox. I mean, if you could add a bench piece like KCP and Horton Tucker, I mean, I would hate to give up Harrison, but let's just say the Kings are with their, I don't know if you listen to Jason Anderson of the B. He's on KCK earlier yesterday. He's trying to find the timeline of Fox, Halliburton, and Bagley's going to be good in 2 years. I mean, when he's presumably trying to win, I mean, that's going to be what? When Barnes is 30, 31, Buddy's going to be 30, 31. I mean, that's when Fox will be 25, Marvin will be 23, Halliburton will be 22, and Kuzma will be 27. I mean, I just want Kings fans' reaction to that because I'm like to win. I'm still bitter from the loss on Sunday, but hey, I'll take the dub. Horrible call. These refs need to be held accountable, not just with how we check stats for players, but then you have stats checked for referees and saying, hey, good ref tonight, bad ref tonight, inconsistent ref tonight, consistent ref, because that is a game-changing call. And luckily it didn't cause, but hey, we've seen it too many times. Like, Aaron didn't do any type of, necessary action to have a, obvious call, but that's just straight bias, man, trying to help the Lakers get some type of call, whether that's, subjective or not. I mean, come on, anybody can see that. That was just incompetent by all stretches. So I just want to hear what Kings fans have to feel about, Kyle Kuzma. I want to see if you can see the conversation yourself too, Leo. Just what you think of him coming for HB or even Buddy Hield with, Whiteside and, whatever else you want to include. Maybe get a KCP and Horton Tucker back as well.
All right, brother. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. Talk to you later, Leo.
Yep. Good stuff from Javi. He's saying Kyle Kuzma to the Kings. Combination of either Buddy or HB. And then you get back to match salaries, Caldwell Pope and Tucker. That's honestly, that's something that I would sincerely consider. It's not out of the question because in terms of fit, I think Buddy would fit great next to LeBron, next to AD, a knockdown shooter, a sniper in the playoffs. More so than the one-on-one, let me get to work, Kyle Kuzma, which is why he struggled, offensively at least, with these two guys. So in terms of fit, both guys would get a fresh start if you trade Buddy, right? And then Kuzma comes as the highlight guy. It's not a bad idea. Honestly, it's not. But the thing is, will Kyle Kuzma buy in to come into an organization that has lost the past 15 years, right? It's not a good culture in terms of winning. So that's my concern if I would have one, is whether or not he'd buy in. So what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section below, or if you guys want to call in the show, you guys can as well. I'm not trying to be on here for too long, but if you guys do want to chime in, make sure you do. Again, make sure you hit the like or dislike. I really appreciate it, guys. It helps us out a lot with the YouTube algorithms. Michael Garcia says, I want Kate Cunningham so bad. These refs are terrible. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But he played with a hell of a confidence today, though. As much as he would like the playoffs, deep down, we know we are tanking for the pick. Kings, a couple of bench players away from the playoffs. Just being honest, great potential starting lineup, though, and they are very young. Kings aren't young, but they do have a good starting lineup. They just don't have any bench. Get Lonzo and Kuzma on our bench. You don't see Donovan Mitchell complain about the refs tonight, too. It's getting, yeah, man. He was him. That I watched that game too. I watched that game. I watched the Hawks game. T. Ross got fouled, bro, because the previous possession, Trae Young got the foul call, and then Ross didn't. They were livid. I mean, Michael Carter Williams was livid. I mean, they were about to go. They were about to throw down for real. It was crazy. Shooter gonna be a free agent this summer. I'm in Monte. I'm offering a contract. I think Dennis is staying, bro. NBA had the worst officiating in the sports, no doubt about it. Buddha says Harrison, Scotty Barnes for me next year. Lonzo and Kuzma. Man, the announcers nearly put me to sleep. Felt like G League announcers. What's up, Mom? Shout out to you. Love you. When we trade Buddy, I'll guarantee that Buddy will be close to averaging 19, 20 points for that team. I feel like the other team's systems would fit way better than what the Kings have. I think he can average 17 on the Lakers. That's not crazy to think. It's not crazy to think. No way. He's gonna get a lot of shots with the Lakers. His shots would be a lot cleaner with the Lakers. Kuzma for Buddy is a deal. NBA refs are straight up garbage. Big facts, y'all. Big facts. Again, make sure you hit the like or dislike. Really helps us out a lot. But yeah, man. Let me know what you guys think about that potential Whiteside Buddy for, say, Kuzma, Caldwell Pope, and Tucker, who I really like off the bench. I mean, he'd be real solid. He'd be the perfect Kojo replacement. Perfect. He can score. He's not a great playmaker, but he can score. He's tough, and I'd like that a lot. I would like that. He finished with 9 points today, but 5 assists, 19 minutes. It's not bad. It's not bad. He played with Tyrese Halliburton in college, so the chemistry's already there. That'd be nice. These fouls on Fox were ridiculous. Absolutely. Hope we go for Lonzo and NBA free agency. Hey, me too. I think he's a solid player, bro. I mean, I've been a Lonzo fan for a long time. People want to confuse that with his dad being annoying. Like, hey, bro, his dad is a separate entity from. He's a separate man from this man. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough, man. So it is what it is, you know. Lakers wouldn't take that deal if so. If so, yes. Hasn't Kuzma played well under Walton also? He did. He did, kind of, from what I remember. But he talked about Kuzma today, and he talked about different things and different roles, being a role player and or being. I don't remember exactly what he said, but you know, that was a while back. He's a different player now. He's a better defender this year. He's taken his role very serious. Last year he wasn't very good at all. Kyle wasn't good at all, and this year he's accepted the fact that he's a role player on his team, which is fine, right? And tonight, when they gave him a longer leash to perform and showcase more of his skill set, he proved that he could score at a high level, and he's okay defensively. He's improved, but he's not amazing. He's not good. He's okay. He's not great. Like, he's okay, you know. He's not terrible. You know, he was terrible before, but he's getting better. He's getting better. Javier says healed Whiteside James and a 2021 second round pick for Kuzma, Pope, Horton Tucker. Hey man, sounds like a deal to me. I expect either a really good trade deal happening in the All-Star weekend or a horrible one. Yeah. But yeah, man. If y'all like that, let me know in the comments below. LOL. When was the last time the Lakers and the Kings made a trade together? That's also a good point. That's actually a really good point. I haven't thought about it like that. I don't remember. Like, I really don't. It's a great point, bro. We're just like, yeah, we're just friends. We're just gonna make each other better, like, nah. I don't know. I really can't think of the last time those two teams have traded. God, let me think. Has there ever been a time? I don't know. What kind of fish do you have in that tank, bro? So this is my quarantine tank, and then that's my baby tank right there. I'm covering it. So I got corals in the baby tank, and then my display tank is 135. It's in the living room, and in this quarantine tank, I got the coveted Achilles tang, which is a fish that I wanted for a long time. I got a Potter's Angel, and I got a Flame Angel in there. Their names are Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard. I think you can guess which one's Charizard, which is the Achilles. So that's their names. 30 days will be on Monday, so they should be going into the display tank very soon. I can't wait for that, bro. I dropped the last dose of Coopermain and of oh shit, what's the other one that I use? Let's see. Oh, Prozzy Pro. Got that Prozzy. I got that nasty ass garlic too. God, garlic makes me sick, bro. Garlic makes me sick. But the fish like it. Sometimes right now I don't know why the Potter's Angel's acting all weird. He's like not eating. He's swimming fine. They're not acting weird, but he's just not eating, which is weird. So I started doing the garlic again, and I think he ate a little bit. I just think that because they're so medicated and they're all drugged up that they just feel weird. Like once they go into the display tank, they should be fine. Um, but yeah, man. I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. Again, go check out CK Podcast episode 500. Posted that earlier today. Gives you perspective on the real idea of being a buyer and the seller. More so keyed on being a buyer because there is fake information out there saying that a buyer is just giving up a bunch of assets for like a 1 year essentially rental or 1 year playoff run. Like, nah, that's not what a buyer means. I'm sorry, that's not what a buyer means. But I go into that in the podcast where I recorded it in front of the Golden One Center today. Again, appreciate Value Tire Center. Go get your free tire rotation and balance on them every time the Kings win. So take advantage, y'all. Take advantage, y'all. But other than that, man, let's go and do it, y'all. Make sure you hit the like or dislike. Again, on behalf of the entire CK family, I'll see you guys on the next one.